How do you define your relationship? I consider myself an ethical non-monogamous who practices non-hierarchical relationships. When did you first realize that you were not monogamous or that monogamy didn't work for you? My wife and I became poly in June of 2013, so about 3.5 years ago. Now, that said, I wouldn't say that monogamy didn't work for me. I was happy in a monogamous relationship. Over the years, that monogamous relationship changed in a lot of ways. Changing to poly was maybe one of the more extreme changes we've had, but it's been a life journey with a beloved partner. What is the best part about being polyamorous, non-monogamous for you? No one person shares all of the same interests with one other person. Being poly means that I can always find someone that I can share a hobby or an interest with that has a lot of meaning to me and is something that I want to share with someone I love. Now, that doesn't have to be any one person, and if none of my partners are really keen on a particular interest of mine, I can go and find another partner who would be. What's the part you struggle with the most or find most difficult? Drama. Whether it's one of my direct partners or even indirectly, drama happening to the partner of one of my other partners. Whenever there's drama, I struggle with finding the right boundaries. You want to be able to respect people's privacy, but you also want to have open communication with partners that may not be involved with the drama. You want to offer advice to people that you love, but you want to avoid being seen as someone who's meddling or manipulating other people. It's a very difficult balance to walk, particularly when people are counting on you for things. What is the biggest lesson you have learned from polyamorous, non-monogamous relationships? Communication, communication, communication. Communication is everything. I need to think twice before I speak. Knowing what I'm doing and with whom and what I should discuss with whom and knowing where and when it's okay to do what. It's always about making sure that you've communicated so that you know people's feelings, you know what they want, and you know what will trigger them into being unhappy. The adage from the business world is true. You want to underpromise and overdeliver. How do you deal with difficult feelings like jealousy, insecurity, and loneliness? This was a big issue during the first year we were poly. After that year, I took a few months off to just think about what it was I wanted out of living poly. I was able to create a vision of what I wanted my family to look like and how I wanted things to be. And since then, my philosophy is very simple. I always choose things that lead me towards my vision. Things like jealousy and insecurity, these are feelings that never move closer to a life with more partners, with those partners being fulfilled, to me having the life and the family that I want. So if those feelings aren't helping me to achieve that, then I have no use for them. There's no reason to wallow in them. The best thing you could do is move through them. And I can accept them just like I can accept sadness over something traumatic, like a parent dying. If that were to happen, I would still need to put on my big boy pants and go to work in a day or two. I could wallow for a little bit, but I need to get back to my living. And people will be sad for me, and they'll say I'm sorry about whatever had happened. The same thing is true with jealousy. Your partners will tell you that they're sad, that they feel for you, that you have these feelings. But ultimately, it's your job to not let your emotions drive your behavior. How do you manage conversations about these difficult feelings with yourself and with your partners? In short, compassionate. Anytime that a partner is talking to you about feelings like this, it is rare that the problem is you. It is often the case that the problem is that they are insecure, that they are lonely, and they need to have tools in place so that they can know that you aren't going to leave them because you're with another person, that you will be with them. You need to give them the feelings that they will know that they are safe. What's one thing you wish other people knew about non-monogamy / polyamory? It's not about the sex. The sex is great, it's fun, it's wonderful, but that is not what it's about. The moments when you could look around and see how your family is a small community in and of itself, that it's self-supporting, that that one person having a crisis is an opportunity for like a dozen people to show up and help them. These are things that monogamous people only get through having a large biological family that they're close with, or by having their own self-built communities like a church, but they don't necessarily just get it out of their one single relationship. And that's what poly is about.